We are back for
Back in the biz.
game number 2. Gonna start soon. We're back in the lobby getting ready for game 2 here between these two teams right now. Team Echo and Team Foxtrot. Team Foxtrot picking up the first game with the Swain. Winning
Swain.
with the Swain and looking to continue on that trend. Of course, in the second game, trying to go for a 2-0, maybe even a 3-0. We'll see. We had a 3-0 sweep the first day. Yesterday was 2-1. Today we have a 1-0 at this point. Gonna be looking for that second win right here. We are expecting a Lee Sin ban this time, I think. They did let him go through last game, thought they could play around it, and were not able to do so. So might go in for a Lee Sin ban this time around. Hopefully Anivia doesn't get banned this time, because I really want to see her get played in one of these 3 games.
Yeah, the Lee is not gonna come true. That's almost certain. And I'm wondering if Team Foxtrot is gonna ban out the Samira, because we don't have to forget that the early game was a big problem for them, where Medica Puts and Slimy Devil really took over that lane together with their team, but also in the 2v2. They managed to pick up a few kills there, so very scary stuff for them. Eventually they were able to pin her down, but might see a ban there. He was able to perform quite well on the champion in the early game. And expecting as well that Pantheon ban to still come true against Slimy Devil. Would also be fun to see if they would let us, but not counting on that one.
No, not really. Of course, Kazakhs had been banned away from Fautomakala last time. So they did have some jungle bans themselves, did not get the Lee Sin banned against them, as they did a more than decent job, of course, with the Lee Sin there in their team. I was gonna say I was disappointed in Nathal, which isn't completely true, because he actually played a very solid game for his team, but he couldn't find the extreme power that Syndra can be in some of these games. Of course, playing against those tanky frontliners on the other side, not the easiest thing to do. Sorry, in these games with Syndra. Maybe this time gonna go for something more along the lines of a Victor or Anivia, as Victor was open last time around, but they did decide to go for Syndra there.
Don't forget that Nadal was able to make that clean play with Scare the Week
That's true.
on Jackie at one point, so did show some good stuff on the champion. But we'll have to see what they're gonna pick now. We're going right into the pick and ban phase. Game 2 of these Sector 1 Proving Grounds. Day 3, we're heading into it. And of course, Slimy Devil, not today, buddy. The Pantheon is going straight out of the window.
Right out of the window. Day 1, minute 1, second 1. Of course, Pantheon once again against Slimy Devil. Not gonna let that go through. Menika puts as a very good Kaiser in his fingers, so he is gonna be taking that one away from him as well. Very similar bans, if not identical, to last time around, but this time, however, they do say we played against the Swain. We did not like the fact that the combination and the comp with the Swain works so well. Too much tankiness combined with damage. Take it away.
And definitely CC as well, being given by the champion. Don't forget, Real Wally, Swain isn't the only non-ADC that he plays on the bot lane. He still has the Heimer and the Cassiopeia to be picked here as a less meta pick, let's say, in the bot lane at this moment. We'll see if he goes for that or if he goes more of meta style with the Jhin or the Samira. They are first pick, so that's always a possibility in the drafts lately. We usually see the AD carry or a flex coming through. And as you said, the Victor is also open, so he might be picked next to the Anivia here.
And once again, the Shen being taken away from Düsseldorf, as Mortar did a good job on him last game, and once again gonna take that from himself, take it away from the enemy top laner, of course, leaving the AD carry probably to be picked here, and the support, there it is, Leona, gonna be taken for Slimy Devil, which he played decently last game, played really well actually last game.
Yeah, some solid engages from him.
Yeah,
and they're taunting Jackie here, not banning the Lee Sin, like the the super fat Lee Sin from last game. They're like, yeah, that was just luck, buddy. We know how to play around this. You come at us with that Lee if you dare. And this time they're not going for the Maokai for the Soto, but they're perhaps giving him that Mordekaiser. I don't think Nadal is gonna play this, so yeah, they're ready for the Shen this time and the Lee if they would pick it, because this is just a monster that destroys most melee matchups.
Yeah, this time around, not a lot of tanks in the top lane are going to be able to fight that Mordekaiser, as I do expect them to pick up the, I was going to say an AD carry, but they go for a Thresh, of course. Leona being picked up, blind pick Leona, Thresh able to flay her out of her Zenith Blades whenever he sees fit to do so.
And
maybe
Fancy
Jhin
Kip's
aside
favorite
this
champion.
and Fancy Kip's favorite champion, of course. The combination of the two is pretty nice. And they could put a Jhin beside this here to...
Oh,
or, you know,
Vayne
just go
spotting.
Vayne. Yikes. Okay.
That's very, very early, but of course Vayne being one of the ADCs that can handle pretty well within the realm of the dead against the Mordekaiser, because he has so much kite potential, and able to do decent damage on Leona early on as well, because usually you struggle when Leona pops her Shield of Daybreak, not being able to damage her anymore. At the moment, Team Echo going for that teamfight damage with the Solar Flare into the bullet time combo, and Foxtrot going for a more outplay comp with the Shen ult and the Vayne. See how they keep going the draft. Lee is still open for Jackie, so this might be banned in this second phase.
They decide to take away Galio here from Clonky, which I'm not 100% sure if he likes to play it that much. He does like to play it, at least in a recent history. He has been playing quite some Galio. Once again, the Anivia is going to be taken away. We're kind of hoping they wouldn't do so, but of course, an expected ban right there. Because Nathan likes to play Anivia really... he really likes to play it. That's what I was trying to say. And because of the buffs that Anivia just received, they're going to take that away. And now they're probably contemplating whether or not they should take away Lee Sin from Jackie or not. And they do eventually go for the Lee Sin ban. And that is going to leave Victor open once again, unless they decide on Team Foxtrot to take that away themselves.
Yeah, eventually Jackie gets the respect that he deserves, and a big old ban on his head. No Lee in this game. But he has a very big arsenal of champions that he can play. He usually goes for those early game impact champions with a lot of damage. Can go the Hecarim, can go the Kha'Zix. Oh no, they banned it themselves. Can't go the Kha'Zix here, but also plays a little bit of Shyvana, so it would be nice to see the champion here to go along, because also not a bad skirmisher against the Mordekaiser. Ooh, to gain the solid champion in the meta. Has been buffed, or no, has been nerfed.
Nerfed,
in the last
yes.
patch, I believe.
Yep. So Kane's Q damage, I believe, was nerfed. Which doesn't mean he's suddenly weak. Of course, still has the ultimate, the W, the mobility that he had before. Also something that Foutamakilat has been playing quite a lot of the past few days here in this preseason, as they do find the Sejuani pick for Jackie not necessarily something he plays that often or has played a lot. He has in the last couple days, weeks as well for this preseason. Been playing some Sejuani, so it's not
Oh,
bad.
is it the
And
Yone for Clonky?
I was gonna say, because of the Sejuani, they could go for a melee mid laner, and because it's Clonky, of course, the Yone pick is coming through. Oh man! First they go
And-
for the Swain, now they go for the Yone, and of course on the other side, Victor's still open. Nato playing that quite a lot. Probably gonna pick that one up.
We talked about it last game, but there was no sign of Yone there, so didn't put it in our commentator here. But there it is, the Yone for Clonky, of course, his main champion these couple of days. Been playing it like crazy. And on the first sight, you would say, oh, the AD and the mid laner are AD, and you don't have any other real damage dealer, so you're going full AD. Well, that's not really true in this comp, because Shen does AP damage, Sejuani does AP damage, Thresh does AP damage, and even Yone with his passive, of course, his second blade, does also 50% AP damage. So even if you go full armor against this comp, there will be still a surprising amount of AP damage coming through, which you don't expect, next to the true damage from the Silver Bolts of Vayne. So they're not gonna be that weak against the comp that is going full armor in this case.
And even a comp that does go full armor, very true, but none of the people on red side really build full tank, aside from maybe the Leona, of course, who is gonna try and frontline for her team this game once again. So not a lot of necessarily armor gonna be built here on the other side, which makes them, of course, able to draft a comp like they did on the side of Team Foxtrot. And I'm very intrigued to see what Clonky can actually do on this Yone. Combine that with the Sejuani CC, and of course the fact that they can proc the stun even more because of the melee champions. Sejuani gonna be looking to find some ganks and try to shut down the Victor, most likely, and get the Yone ahead to carry this game for his team.
I wonder if he will be able to trade against the Victor, because this champion, big buff since the last changes to the items with his passive as well, and he has that shield from his Q, which makes trading against him a little bit harder than you would think. So wondering if Clonky can show us what you can do with this champion on the mid lane. And I think it's really nice that they gave Jackie the Sejuani, or that they asked him to play it, because you do not have the Alistar on Fancy Keep, which of course in last game was such a good initiation tool for them, being able to just do that jump pulverize combo. And now to compensate that, they sent Jackie on the tank duty. He knows he will be the main engage for the team, and it will be important to stop Malika Puts from doing that insane bullet time on their team, because if that hits, then the team fight will be in favor of Team Echo there. So big hopes. We'll see if Jackie can make the same performance on the Sejuani as he has done on the Lee Sin in the last game. And yeah, I'm hyped for it.
As am I, of course. The Kayn pick. He's gonna wanna snowball one of his lanes, or himself at least, by getting some good ganks off. I think we are expecting Jackie to be mid a lot of the time here to get Yone ahead. Clonky could egg it on his probably his main champion at this point to get him very far ahead and be able to take the game on head on, 1v9ing it. What is Kayn going to try and do, or what should Kayn do? Is he going to try and shadow mid lane to counter gank? Is he going to go top to get the Mordekaiser ahead, for example? Because I'm assuming bottom lane is going to be left alone by him.
Well, Kayn is of course this versatile champion where you have the choice of being a more bruiser-like or assassin-like champion in your squad, and usually Red Kayn is the go-to option for the team, since he provides that sustain, that CC, that so much stall potential in the team fight. But in this case, you have a Vayne and a Yone late game. They will be able to destroy even Red Kayn so fast that in this case it might be beneficial to go Blue Kayn and just assassinate one of those threats before they can do the damage. So I wonder if he's going to do that, because you are playing against the comp with a Shen. It's not easy to do so much damage against that shield. So really curious how Makelaar will use his champ here. And yeah, he'll definitely need to make sure that he can focus at bot lane again. You got two supports who have the CC to set it up. And Yeah, get puts ahead again. Was definitely the way to go in last game. This time they just need to make sure that he stays ahead.
As we do start to load in on the Rift here and are getting ready for this second game between Team Echo and Team Foxtrot. Team Foxtrot 1-0 ahead in this 3-game matchup between these two titans of teams already. Foxtrot on the blue side, Team Echo red side, looking for a revenge/redemption game as we look at another defensive setup. Both teams going for the Wall of China. Not going to try any crazy shenanigans. However, we do see a couple pings coming out as Fountain Makelaar once again going back for that sweeper.
I must say, Checky on the Sejuani, that skin for Poro Sejuani, it never gets old. Just having that big flail with the frozen Poro biscuit, just ready to smack someone in the face with it. I always love it when he jumps forward with that. So great choice. If it's on skins, they get 1 bonus point from me at this point.
Damn, they already win the game. /FF at 20, please.
Yeah, well, it's a plus, right? The skin war, it's always important when you see that enemy team has no skins. You know, this game's easy.
It's always a skin to win competition. This one has gone to blue side apparently. As also, by the way, we see many Kaputs on the Misfortune going for the Arcane Comet, which means that Vayne is gonna have fun.
Gonna be able to poke her out. It's of course not an MF with a Blitzcrank or a Thresh where you can stand behind the minions or next to the minions or you get hit by everything. So can still be beneficial for her to position correctly here and not being forced too hard to leave the minions behind. As you see the first double up coming through. But it will be definitely Fancy Kip who will need to be fast to react to that engage from Leona, but I'm gonna guess he knows where his flame button is, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, it's on E, so Fancy Kip, if you're paying attention.
If you're listening, it's on E.
It's on E, that's where you need to try and go there, as Mortar winning the early trades here against Düsseldorf's Mordekaiser. Slimy Devil and Menekpoot's gonna hit level 2 first, gonna be able to push the Vayne and Thresh out of lane a little bit more. Of course, now the wave coming under tower and should be able to farm that up pretty nicely, as Leona already looking to roam mid maybe.
Yeah, again, last time Slimy Devil moved very early towards that mid lane. Of course, was spotted there that time. This again, but it's a good habit of you to push that wave in, go to the mid lane, trying to get that early lead there as well, because we definitely have some champions that can snowball this game. Victor and Yone being one of them, so putting it on your side is always a good call to make.
And now we have a Shen versus Mordekaiser, who should be winning the top lane, because at this point it's Shen bullying out Mordekaiser, but assuming that's going to change once Mordekaiser hits 6 and has some items.
6 is a big spot, but of course now with the new Omnivamp items it will be huge once he is able to buy that first part. Makelaar coming in for a gang, but Mortar with a quick dash getting away. But yeah, the Riftmaker is a big one, but the first part of it, not sure how it's called. That's the moment where Düsseldorf will be able to trade in that lane.
Alright, he is gonna see his jungler still roam around in the top side of the map. Kane might be looking for another gank here in top lane, as he does start recalling now. Sejuani going for a little bit of an invade on the other side of the map, as the double up does find the damage on Real Wally, taking loads of poke together with the comment, of course, as we said, the Arcane comment on Misfortune, making Vayne's life very, very miserable here. And even Thresh not being able to do anything about that at this point.
Meanwhile, Checky being very far up in the jungle. Able to sneak a camp. And might come behind Nadal for the first gank of the game. He's in trouble, maybe.
They find the flash onto Flash, gonna find the stun eventually. Is it gonna be enough? Ignite's gonna come through. Should be enough to find the first blood. It's for Yone, but now Foxtrot is there. Drive coming through for Jackie. Jackie finds the juke and is not gonna be taken down eventually. Top lane now, a fight between these two titans. A turret shot for Mordekaiser, but he is definitely surviving that trade.
And that was beautifully played by Jackie Jack, I believe. It was a dash flash to make sure that the knockup hit Nadal when he flashed away. So that was just completely countered. And a little bit of mad life from him there. Being able to hand over Clonky that first kill of the game. And of course, if you're a Yone main and you get the kill and you're in the scene here to prove what you can do on this champion, well, then this is the best scenario that you can have. So, Clonky, take it away. Show us what this Yone can do. Going the Berserker's Greaves first buy, so he will be speedy and stabby, very fast. His mid lane.
Speedy and stabby mid laner on the side of Team Foxtrot this time. They do pick up a first blood. Gold, of course, still dead even. As Mortar uses his teleport to get back into lane, pushing away Düsseldorf, and both of them are with the jungler looking around the top side again. Kane going for the invade on his behalf this time, and maybe some movement towards the bottom lane now.
You see Wally getting zoned here by Maneka Putz's MF and Slime Devil's Leona. They're getting a pretty well CS lead, and also she started with a tier. It's Misfortune, which is super obnoxious. Probably going for a more lethality orientated build with the Eclipse, as she is being built lately. And that means those double ups will hurt even more than they already did for the item changes. So there will be a point where she will probably do about 50% of Wally's HP with a good kill double up.
Clonky might be going in completely all in, not going to use his ultimate there, however, to find the victor. Now a lot of CC coming down on Slimy Devil. He's going to use the popcorn there, as Clonky going in for another trade on Victor here in mid lane. And after finding that first blood, he's going a lot more aggressive on his level 6 here, of course.
Yeah, he can just keep in with the dash, and of course he has that safety return. Honestly, I believe to not worry too much about Victor putting down the stun field. And makes it so that he is definitely getting prio in his lane. He used the stun field already, it's super dangerous.
Oh, he misses the ultimate. Is he going to survive? No, it's Fancy eventually picking, has to pick up the kill, or he would have gotten out, as Kane and his buddy Leon are going to be in the mid lane right now as well. Slimy Devil going to go in for the chase. He finds the stun onto Jackie, as they do not find the kill. Oh, the Zenith Blade probably max range. There's Shen ult coming through. Is it going to be enough? No! Sejuani goes down, but now Maklar goes in way too deep, way too far over his head, and gets traded out for the Sejuani jungler in that chase.
And the double up and the comet from downtown flying behind Clonky. But it matters not, there was some trading left and right, but eventually Clonky being the big winner of all of this 2-0-1. Being a big nuisance if you know that he already had prio on Nettle. It's only gonna get worse. As you can see, he can just go in for free, clearing out his wave without much trouble, and even taking a quarter of the HP before recalling back and spending all that money that he just earned. What mythic item do you go on Yone?
That's actually a good point. A very good question.
It's a shield bow, isn't it?
I think it's probably shield bow. I haven't seen a lot of Jonas being played. I've seen a couple of Yasuos being played. Assuming they build similar items, should be the shield bow. Has gone for the Noon Quiver, which of course builds into a lot of items and a lot of mythics. However, I do think indeed it should be shield bow. Don't think he can do a lot more than that, as Jackie tries to go in for the steal. And lanterns to safety eventually, not finding the Drake. First dragon of the game is for Team Echo.
And as we see Dusseldorf picking up the leeching Leer, this is the moment where he really starts to take over that lane, being able to trade quite freely while having that Omnivamp to resustain in the lane, and you see Mortar having to stand behind his turret to farm this.
The hook.
And Clonky moving towards top, but he has been spotted out. So sort of not gonna fall for that gang there. And we are having a game where it's fairly close. There's no big gold lead yet, as we saw in the last game where the bot lane of Echo got out of hand and Foute Makelaar trying to set something up, maybe a little bait for the focus on the bot lane as we spoke of.
Yeah, Foute Makelaar, they're looking for a lane gank. Does not get it eventually, as the wave was slow pushing away from them, of course. Real Wally and fans keep knowing that they have no real reason to fight here. They're a tad behind, to not say a lot behind. 40 CS difference, by the way, between these two AD carries.
Yeah, it's definitely being countered by the lead that Clonky has at the moment, because it will take some time for Vayne to get at the point where she can actually do something in these fights, because there's so much zone control. When you look at the picks, you have the MF ultimate, you have the Natal with all the AoE, but he might be in trouble here.
He goes in really hard here, but the Lantern on the spot finds him eventually. Now Slimy Devil has gone in a lot too hard, as he's going really low here. Is he only going to find the kill eventually? It is going to be enough. Kane going to use his ultimate on the Sijuan. He needs to flash over the wall as well to bring himself to safety. Nothing too crazy there. No one dies. How? Oh no, sorry. Slimy Devil dies.
And Fancy keep being really smart, putting the Lantern down on the place where, of course, Yone will return after he has used his Spirit Dash forward and getting a little bit of a ping pong out of there. Slimy Devil going a little bit too deep, and of course, once you go in with Leona, there is not much you can do to get back out. Getting picked up by Yone, being 3-0 at this point, and very mean towards Natal, who doesn't have much mana, so he will have to watch out that not gonna give up a solo kill here.
Yeah, Natal is quite behind in this lane at this point. 3 kills, 20 to 30 CS. Sorry, it's going to be 20 CS as the top lane is going to get ganked. Dusseldorf is going to use his ultimate here on Jackie. Jackie stealing 10% of his stats, but he's going to be taken down. No, the shield comes through. Is it going to be enough? It should be enough for him to survive, as a lot of flashes come through. And look at those heals. Look at the Omnivamp. It's a double kill for Mordekaiser. This is disaster for blue side here, as Mordekaiser finds the 2 first kills for him this game. That's gonna put him ahead so much. 1.5k gold almost in the bag at this point.
And that's the danger of ganking a Mordekaiser. Team Foxtrot trying to make the play happen here, but he will make a 1v2 in a 1v1 for the duration of his ultimate, giving Foute Makelaar the time to collapse on this fight and make it a 2v2, and Dusseldorf being a tank shrekker here on this Mordekaiser, able to do so much damage and so much healing over time as well, because he is running the Conqueror next to Leeching Leer, which is the go-to option for Mordekaiser these days. And that makes it so that they barely can't kill him in this fight. And suddenly from a 0-0-0 in a situation where Mortar is making plays across the map, he is 2-0, which is great for him in that duel. Oh wow!
He takes the kill. He just all-ins the Victor with Ignite.
He didn't even ult.
Not even using his ultimate, and just finds more than enough damage to pick up the kill. 4-0-1. Clonky Krag. The first game, Team Echo gives Jackie Lee Sin, and he stomps. Now they give away the Yone, and he's stomping. Maybe they should start banning the comfort picks.
And he didn't go for the shield bow, he went for the Kraken Slayer, and I believe it procs on their Q as well, since it applies on hit effects. So he's gonna do so much damage, and here it is!
The ultimate from Clonky Kraken finding Misfortune. They're not gonna be enough, but he recalls back to his E, but now Mordekaiser is part of the fight. Big bullet time, finding 1 kill. Slimy Devil eventually gonna pick that up, as Shen has been ulted into the Mordekaiser ultimate. Gonna be taken down by Minikapoots, who was not completely out of the fight yet. and they lose only 1 and find 3 kills for themselves. Gonna find the second Drake of the game for them as well.
Team Echo being able to shut down Clonky's Yone here in a team fight, and with a great MF ult from Puts, they turned around and turned this into an objective, their second Drake of the game. It is like last time, we're able to get that early pressure on, picking up the Drakes. Then it turned a little bit south, but instead of an ocean rift, instead of a cloud rift, we do have an ocean rift this time, which is of course, as seen by many, the best buff that you can have here. Gonna give so much sustain to this team, so dragons will be more important, and it's really hard to let one slide as they did the last time.
Yeah, Mordekaiser is gonna be hard to kill if he has an Ocean Soul on top of the Omnivamp. And of course the healing already in his kit. That's gonna be quite crazy to deal with for blue side here, as they might be looking for some anti-healing later on against the Kayn, against the Mordekaiser. However, at this point it doesn't look like they're really going for any of that. 4-1-2 Yone, of course that means that if he gets taken down, there's a lot less threat at this point on blue side, because Vayne still really far from where she needs to be to find the damage in this game.
Yeah, at the moment it's only Clonky who is a real threat on his Yone, and Vayne not finished her mythic item yet. We're gonna have to wait for that a little bit longer. And Puts chose to finish the Malamune first before going for that mythic item. So still stacking it up, and once that is complete, of course be a little bit of spike for him. Running the cleanse as well, which makes it so hard to pick MF off. You're really gonna have to invest a lot. However, Yone, we've seen it before, doesn't even need his ultimate to get kills. So gotta really respect this one. I wonder if he can 1v1 Dusseldorf here.
The damage on Dusseldorf is insane. He's not gonna find the kill eventually, but does so much damage. A 4-1-2 Yone clearly winning against a 2-0-3 Mordekaiser, who both don't really have that much gold in the bank at this point to find some more kills, as Jackie is in the top lane. Gonna find the kill on Victor. BG Natal gonna go down, no doubt here to Mortar, who does find his first kill this game. And another assist here for Jackie. It's anyone's game at this point. The gold is dead even. The kills are dead even. It's all dead even, as Klonky Krijger does get dived on here in the bottom lane. Gonna use his E to recall. Not gonna be enough, as Fout Makelaar finds the kill eventually to give his second death to Klonky Krijger.
And that is the downside of running the Kraken Slayer instead of the shield bow. You do not have that defensive shield and the lifesteal at your disposal for a situation like this. So yeah, he's kind of squishy like a normal AD carry would be. Getting picked up there by Fout Makelaar's Kayn, who has gone for red Kayn. So it is not the assassin way that we're gonna see, but more the expected red Kayn, who will be able to still do so much damage. Stall, heal, tank, anything you want from this guy. Just a little bit less assassination power and mobility that his blue counterpart has. But at the moment he's looking pretty strong, and Jackie trying to do as much as last game, but of course doesn't have the same early game power with Sejuani as you would have with the Lee Sin. Of course, one good placed ultimate can win a team fight for you, so that's where they are really waiting for.
Kayn having finished the Gore Drinker, of course, on top of being red Kayn, find a lot of damage and a lot of healing in these big team fights that are yet to come. Both teams can go for a 5v5 team fight. Both teams can go for a 4-1 combination with Shen and Mordekaiser in side lanes. Yone can go for a side lane 1-3-1 perhaps later on for Team Foxtrot here, as they are gonna start this Herald here. The first one of the game, gonna be the last one as well, as 20 minutes are approaching. Maybe though we might see a fight.
Might not be worth to all in for the bullet time comes out, and here goes Clonky.
Finds the damage onto Nathal. He has to use the flash ults on top of him. Even baited out the exhaust. And Fox are not only going to find that kill, but going to find a second one here on Fout Makelaar. Kayn and Victor both down. Lots of damage lacking now at the side of Team Echo, as they're going to be pushed away and Drake spawning in 20 seconds. That should go to Team Foxtrot as well.
So hard for Natal to get away from Clonky there. He uses flash and everything, but with the Fate sealed, he gets picked up by him without much effort. I can say that Clonky wasn't in any danger whatsoever during this fight. And with that being said, they're moving with the Herald towards this Drake. Gonna pick it up, and I'm probably trying to break open that last turret, maybe on the bot side, or even go for the mid lane, because 2 charges, that's almost an inhib for you right there. So really important that Echo doesn't lose a fight here close to their own base, or the damage can be very, very severe for them.
Vayne already also finishing the Kraken Slayer. 2, 0, and 1 Vayne. 150 farm, as opposed to a 1, 0, and 3 Misfortune with 202 farm. And a little bit more items gold difference there. About 1,000, not even 1,000 gold between the two ADs at this point. So Vayne gonna start to come online as well. And then they have a lot of threats to deal with on the side of Team Echo, with the Vayne, with the Yone, and even the Shen. Gonna be a bit of a nuisance in those teamfights.
Shen being very strong at the moment, especially with Sunfire Aegis. However, the tank items have been nerfed a little bit. Made more expensive, I believe, so delaying that build path for them to get more tanky items. And he is able to split push, but can really just hold Mordekaiser at the turret. So the 1v1 potential is not there. There will never be a real threat from Shen taking the base, because Dusseldorf will be able to Shrek him completely. Being 2-0 and 3, very, very strong at the moment.
And once again,
Wow.
Yone going really hard.
It's
The
a-
damage onto Victor is going to be more than enough. 1, 6, and 0 on the Victor at this point in time, as he might go down to Fautomakula. Shen ult, Stand United coming through. Is he going to find the taunt? It is going to be enough on top of the Sejuani ult. Look at the healing though. Wow. He almost heals himself out of that one. And that might be Baron here for Team Foxtrot.
Clonky, knowing the range of his ultimate, just hitting Natal with the bare tip of that Fate Shield. Totally annihilating him below the turret. And then the whole team of Foxtrot moving together, save him and kill Fautomakula, and they get the Baron on top of it. So this is really a game changer for them. Suddenly, from an equal gold stance to a 2k lead, which is not something you should ignore. Dusseldorf still having control over this bot lane, taking the vision in the jungle here as well, but I do think that they will have to leave it once the rest of the squad is there, but not without this red buff. That's what Dusseldorf says.
The red buff goes to Düsseldorf, stealing that away from Team Foxtrot here. 11-8 in kills and a 2k gold lead at this point for Team Foxtrot. They are ahead once again. Of course, a lot of that lead is in the Yone, who at this point has almost 11k gold, as opposed to the Victor, who has 7k gold. So that's almost 4,000 gold lead in the Yone there. The mid lane is quite far ahead.
Yeah, Victor, strong champion, but not in this game where he's taken down early by Jackie and Clonky and then being punished time after time. Of course, not much you can do about the Yone jumping on you, because yeah, your stun field needs some time to proc, and by that time you're dead. So that's not much outplay potential. Has a stopwatch available now, so might survive one all-in. And this will drop. Fighting Yone.
Clonky Krijger almost finding the knock up there, as they do find the hook on Fautomakula. He does have his ultimate. Stun is going to come through. Is he going to ult somebody? Yes, it finally comes through onto Sejuani, healing a lot as Mordekaiser is taken down by Vayne. They find the hook onto the knock-up, the popcorn away. The flash from Jackie is not going to be enough for the kill, but look at the Vayne double kill, triple kill. It might be the quadra here. It's not going to be the quadra kill. She does go down as the shutdown kill is for Shen. And now with this Baron power play and a almost ace, they are surely going to be able to take down this first inhibitor tower and possibly the first inhib of the game as Clonky pushes top lane.
The minions aren't here yet, and from a real Wally that is struggling gigantically in the lane against Manekaputs, suddenly has 6 kills under his name, and feeling quite happy about that, I must assume, because he has the Kraken Slayer, has the Ginsus, gonna be a second threat on the team of Team Foxtrot, so it's not just Glonky where they will need to watch out for, but Wally will definitely hit a lot too, because at the moment there is not really a threat from the Victor on him, because he will pretty much get zoned by Glonky during this fight, and he will just need to kite back against the Leona and the Kayn, and together with Fancy Kip, that should not be a problem for him.
The fourth drake of the game has spawned, of course, another Ocean Drake, as it is the Ocean Rift. Both teams gonna want to pick up this Drake, as it is red side starting.
This is dangerous for Echo.
Might be very dangerous here for Team Echo, as they are gonna go in. Red team does find the Drake. Now Slimy Devil in the backline on top of the Vayne, who has to kite 3 people, gets ulted by Mordekaiser, and it looks really nice for red side here. Of course, the Yone is still alive, finds a 3-man ultimate, so much damage, double kill. On top of that triple kill, this could be the Penta, as Düsseldorf does a lot of damage. He is gonna find the kill. The shutdown goes to Victor, as Mortar needs to run for his life. And they find Drake and the winning team fight for red side here.
That was so close
The
for
Yone
Glonky
ult.
to pick it all up. He just hit 3 people with the Fate Seal, but wasn't able to take down Düsseldorf, who is of course a big mean Mordekaiser who keeps omni-vamping if you can't finish him off in one go. And eventually he cleans it up for their team. They pick up the Drake, they technically win the fight as well, so a big win for them. And in 5 minutes, it's a possible Ocean Soul. And the game has been going back and forth, a little bit more in favor of Foxtrot these last 5 minutes. But with this play, they might be able to bring it back in their favor. Because one good pick, one good fight for that next Drake, and they have that huge value of that Ocean Soul. And then the team fights will be much harder for Team Foxtrot to execute as they have done before.
Yeah, once again, if they do find the Ocean Soul on top of the 415 Mordekaiser with the Omnivamp, he is going to be very hard to kill. And then we haven't even spoken about the fact that Kayn heals a lot out of himself with his kit and the Gore Drinker as well. Top that off with an Ocean Soul, and it could be difficult. Of course, they do have the Vayne, who not only has finished the Kraken Slayer, but also finding the Ginsu's Rage Blade now, which is gonna give her that extra on-hit damage. Crit converted to on-hit damage, as Yone going hard here. Glonky Kraken needs to get out of there, and he manages to do so.
That skill is a little bit free though. Just being able to go in, check, and then see you later. Just out of there. Oh boy, that hitbox.
The hitbox is so dumb, because that was nowhere near hitting Leona, as she does go down. They find the pick with the Yone ult. It is enough, and Mordekaiser also teleported bottom lane to save his mid laner, and nothing really happened there.
Well, another kill in the pocket. The Yone has not reached his 0-10 power spike this time, but a 10-3 power spike.
Boosh.
Which is, of course, way more fun for their team to see. Eventually he would shine, but this has been sped up a lot. Got the IE as well there, so those crits will hurt immensely. I'm gonna threaten the Baron now, and Echo aware that there is something going on. Düsseldorf trying his best.
Yone finding a lot of damage there. Düsseldorf doing so much more though. Finds the kill inside his ultimate. Now Mortar needs to dash over here again, as Team Foxtrot finds the Baron here. Kayn ulting onto the Sejuani. Heals quite a lot, but gets stunned into the wall. And now the Glonky Kraken damage is way too much. Wait, what the? How did Slimy He's seen it bladed onto... Oh wow, he's seen it blades onto the Yone at the exact moment where he recalls to his E, so she flies all the way with him over the Baron pit. And yeah, well, that's just not where you want to be.
That's a free ticket into the Baron pit, no charge, except for you gotta pay with your life.
Oh,
that's exactly what it does.
The interaction, what was that?
Baroned up, Team Foxtrot just taking down this first inhibitor of the base of Team Echo, and they're gonna move and rotate towards the top side as well, so this will likely be 2 inhibs down in favor of Team Foxtrot, and it's so hard to come back from this because the waves are just pushing in. The next Drake is gonna spawn, and it seems that they can defend this, and that's super important because they need to be ready for that next Drake because it's a very important win condition for Team Echo if they are hoping in winning any upcoming team fight.
And we have to, I mean, props where props are due. Jackie not getting his Lee Sin, um, plays the Sejuani tank for his team, and he's doing a very decent job. Okay, he's 0-4, but he has the 13 assists. He's just frontlining for his team, finding good ultimates, and he's really crucial for these team fights so that Yone can get into position, so that Vayne can actually free hit here. So we have to give him props. He's doing a really good job. Of course, the rest of his team is doing the same as the next Drake spawns, and this is going to be the second ocean for blue side.
Gotta love the new particles on that Guardian Angel that Rito has made on the Yone. It looks so sparkly and special, you just know he can die in one go. And this Drake goes over uncontested to Team Foxtrot. Want to buy themselves a little bit more time for Nadal to get some more items under his belt, bring a little bit more value in those team fights, because at the moment it's so hard for him to do anything. With Clonky going completely ham on him, aiming to one shot. And Baron buff almost out. They're gonna take a few more turrets with them.
Yeah, Baron buff almost going down as they try to set up a little bit more. Of course, Neto is gonna go down as Jackie finds his first kill of the game. Bullet time gonna come through to clear the wave. Mordekaiser might have been able to ult Sejuani there, chooses not to, as the last cannon minion still burned up thanks to Vayne and Sejuani hitting on the turret for free.
Nadal can't even press the Zhonya's Hourglass there. Just gets deleted during the CC duration. And yeah, you can have as much items as you want at that point. If you can't use your active, then you're not much more than a minion to this Yone beast in the mid lane. And he can just keep dashing on everyone's face, just going back out. So hard to play against this champion when it's so far ahead. And as you can see, these two lanes here, they have been turned around. Not much threat from Manikaputs at this point. Bullet time has been used, and he's on clear duty while Clonky has rotated to the top lane, really pressuring the base of Team Echo.
They find the push of the waves at the right time. Another hook there from Fensikip finds the flay. The box comes down. Slimy Devil gonna try and find the stuns. Does find him. Wally, however, with the third hit of the stun. Silver bolts. Dusseldorp gonna ult his way out of this fight, but gets taken down by Mortar inside his ultimate stun. But the cleanse, it's not gonna be enough. And now Natal is in a very, very bad position. Gets taken down. Fautomakla, the only one getting out here for his team. As
they're going for the base.
Oh, but they're going for the base, and they're gonna stop the port here as well. Fensikip gonna stop the Kayn all by himself. Kayn should be able to find the kill. Of course, Fensikip giving away his life for that, as they are going to be able to pick up this first Nexus turret anytime soon. Yone smacking his way to victory, slicing his way through the turrets. Not only the Nexus turrets are going down, but of course the Nexus itself should be going down as well. They're not going to focus the champions, they focus the Nexus, and Team Foxtrot not only winning the first game, but picking up a 2-0 here on these proving grounds for Sector 1.
Very clean from Team Foxtrot. First game was a little bit more equal, but this one was absolute domination by Clonky with the Yone. Was so hard for them to keep him under control, and they didn't really manage to do so. He was able to jump in, do the damage, get the kills time and time again, and except for a few good actions, few plays, weren't really able to turn this game around. And a really quick and solid finish as well by Team Foxtrot, because usually you do see teams getting that lead early on and making the snowball happen, but not able to finish that game early enough so the enemy can't get back into it. But here it was very, very clear call. We win the fight at bot, we rotate, we stop the back, we end the game. So yeah, well played, the objective in sight, and yeah, good execution by Team Foxtrot here.
Yeah, just pointing out the damage graph here real quick, as of course Klonky Krijger, by far, he did 3 times the amount of damage as anyone else in his team, and probably double the amount Kane did, so good job Klonky there. And as we said before, Jackie gets his Lee Sin in the first game, carries it completely, with a 10, 1, and 12, I believe it was at the end, most damage in the game. Now Klonky getting his Yone and finding the most damage and the carry for his team as well. MVP, of course, Klonky Krijger this game, stomping his lane, winning the game. And
we must say that Jackie did the good gank at the start of the game, helped getting Klonky that first blood,
very much
putting that snowball ready to go, and then he just he never stopped rolling.
He never stopped rolling at all. And we are gonna be taking a little break again, 10 to 15 minutes before we start